guys, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a requested video. Whenever I had done my video doing the Kodanne palette by Adept, I had a few people ask if I would do a couple of more looks using that palette. I think they just wanted some inspiration on how to use it. It can be a difficult palette, I guess, to use if you're just not used to pulling in other palettes or only having few mattes, or it can be very overwhelming to look at. First off, I want to go into this by saying again, a lot of people live and die by that rule of you have to have mattes. You have to have 2 or 3 mattes to lay down a base before you can go into a shimmer. You can't put shimmers on your crease. All of that is crap. There are no rules to makeup. You do what you want to do. So, you really don't have to bring in another palette with this palette. You certainly can if you want to, but you don't have to. You do have these 2 mattes here. They are pretty bold. Some people may not want to use these at all. Some people may just want to use them a little. It's whatever you want to do. So I thought that I would do a few looks for you guys. I will be pulling in an all matte palette to do a few looks. You most certainly do not need the palette that I'm going to use. You can use any matte you have in your collection. I'm going to use my Makeup Geek mattes because, to be honest, this is one of the reasons why I purchased the Matrix system, so that I would have these to pull in with my all shimmer palettes, because I do have quite a few. I'm building up quite a collection of all shimmer palettes. So you do not have to have these, though. These colors are in other palettes. Use your favorite mattes, whatever you want. You can get close to the colors I'm going to use. It doesn't have to be exact, and you don't even have to recreate these looks. It can just be something similar that gives you inspiration. Just I hope that it does help, and I hope this is what you guys were wanting. I hope my looks turn out good. Sometimes I have an idea of what I'm going to do, and I go to do it, and it turns out beautifully, and sometimes not so much. It just really depends. I'm just like everybody else. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a makeup enthusiast. I love makeup. I love to play. And sometimes it works out when I play, and sometimes it don't. But if you're wondering what's on my face, I've got my Fenty foundation on. It's the natural dewy one. I have the Patrick Ta She's So LA on my cheeks. My bronzer is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. My highlight is that one from Moya Cosmetics that I just went and purchased not long ago. On my lips, I'm wearing Alien Cosmetics Leaves. And on top of it, I have KKW #1 Nude. And that's about it. So let's go ahead and get started into the eyes. I'm planning on trying to come up with 4 looks for you guys. So what I'm going to do is one eye, one eye, one eye, one eye. So, you know how it rolls. So, I need to figure out what my first look is going to be here, because I don't even know, to be quite honest. I have not taken the time out to map these looks out. So, I'm looking at the palette here, and I feel like I want to go in with... I do not remember what look I done the first time that I used this palette, but I do feel like I want to go in with maybe a pink shimmer. And I'm going to show you guys how you can get a little bit of contrast with some of these colors. I think I'm going to go in with the ACM 34, which is that greenish matte in the Kodanne palette. I have already primed my eyes with my J-Cat Beauty base. I love that base, and it's so inexpensive. So I'm going to go in with the BK 201. I just got these brushes in. I'm so excited. I've heard so much hype about them. Can't wait to try it. So I'm going to pick up lightly, guys, just lightly. Go in. And I have not set my eyes. So let me get the crease out there. And I'm just going to start tapping. I'm going to go in lightly because I don't want a lot of fallout since I already have my base done. If I do get fallout, it's no big deal. I'm not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, after I get through filming, I'm just going to jump in the shower and basically put my pajamas on and chill for the night. So that is my plan. I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I've already watched it once, and when this season ended, it just wasn't enough for me, so I went back and started binge watching it again. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm putting this all over my eye. I'm just dusting it on the lid. It doesn't have to be on there heavily, but I am putting it on there all over and just bringing it up as a light wash. And if you have problems with the edges blending out, you can take a cream color shadow that's close to your skin color, just to make sure that that's blended out. And you can actually just take a blank brush and blend it if you want, but I did want to put a little bit of color on it to highlight a little bit up there. And I did lose just a little bit of color right there, so I'm not picking up any more pigment. I'm just brushing that down. So this is a very wearable, because it's just a wash of that color. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go in with ACI 31, which is this pink shimmer, and I'm just going to go on with my finger initially. Gosh, that's so pretty. And I'm just going to start packing that on my lid. Oh, that's so pretty. Then, for a little bit more depth, I'm going to take my slanted Real Techniques crease brush, and I'm going to go into ACI 32, which is that dark shade right next to it. It is a multi-chrome and it looks 30 different colors, but I want it for the depth just out here on the edge. To me, you can create a look with anything as long as you have enough contrast. You need to have something for depth that really pulls in a look. Now I'm just going to go back in with that brush we used for that green shade and just fluff 32 in to blend it so that it goes well. And then where I lost some of it, I'm not going to pick any more up on my brush, but I'm just going to stamp that brush more in that outer V. And then just start working those two together. And then pick up 31 on my finger a little bit more and start working it back in with the dark. And then the line just fades. That is gorgeous, I think. And I do want to pick up just a little bit more. I'm going to use this Refer 13. And I'll pick up a little bit more of that 31 on this Refer 13. You guys know how I like to see my shimmers. And I'm going to go right here above the crease a little bit with that. Yes. So then on the inner corner, I think I'm going to use 28. I like that. Then I'm going to clean that brush off And I'm going to go on my lower lash line. Let me dust this fallout away. I'm going to go with my lower lash line, and I'm going to pick up that matte shade, that 34. And just lightly dust it. Then, once I put that down, I'm going to pick up 31, that pink shade again. And I'm going to wet the brush just a tad. And right on the inner corner, I'm going to lay that down. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay. So that, my folks, is the first look. I will throw on just a tad bit of mascara. There we go. That is look number 1. I love it. I hope you guys like it. Okay, now for the second look, I think we're going to go in. We're going to do quite the opposite. And I'm going to use the pink shade. The same way that we used that green shade. I just want to show you how you can use the mattes that's in here. Okay, so I'm going to pick up that 33, okay, knock that excess off. Let me get my creases out. I'm just going to start tapping that and blending it out. So yeah, like I was saying, I've started watching Grey's Anatomy again, and it has sucked me in just like I had never seen it before, which that doesn't surprise me. It was so good. If any of y'all have not watched it, I recommend it. I've seen quite a few good shows. Also, another one that I just got through watching and finished, but the new season's on now. But that is Animal Kingdom. Oh my gosh. If you guys have not seen that, check it out. So I'm going in with Vanilla Bean again. And I'm cleaning up my edges. Just like I did on the first eye. Just making sure that they're not harsh. See how that just fades that out and it just looks so pretty, like a wash of color. So now, what do I want to do? Do I want to do blue or green? I'm asking you, so tell me. I think I'm going to do blue because something tells me I done a green look the first time. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. I'm going to go in with ACI 29 on my finger. Wrong finger. And I'm going to tap that out on my lid. And see, you could really do this with any of these. This is a method now that I'm showing you. And you can use this method with any colors. You can use the two mattes in here, or you can use any matte that you have in your collection and just pair it with colors that you like. So I'm going to take that blue, and now I'm going to take that same flat Real Techniques brush that I had and clean it off. And this time I'm going to go in with ACI 33 to deepen up that crease. Not the crease, but the outer corner. Take that same brush that we picked that pink up and blend those edges. Take that that crease brush that we used on the corner. No more product on it. Just pat what's left. Pick you up a little bit more of that blue. Fade it into the deepening shade. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I'm going to take that Refer 13. Pick up that ACI 29. Feather that up above the crease a little bit. This is optional. You don't have to do it. I just like the way it looks. I'm going to use that same shade in the corner that we used last time. I just like that shade. Now I'm going to go in with 33, and I'm using a E34. Just running that pink underneath there. Then I'm going to take an E32 and I'm going to pick up some of that ACI 29 on the tip of it. I'm going to spray it a little bit. Anytime I put shimmers on my lower lash line, I like to spray the brush. And I'm just putting that down on the inside. I'm going to go over this right here just a little bit. There we go. Put on just a little bit of mascara. I'm just putting a light wash of mascara on. I don't want it to be hard to get off, because I'm going to have to wash it off and do 2 more looks here. But this is the second eye. Don't mind the mascara on my cheek. I love that too. So this is the first 2 eyes. They were so easy. They were done very simply, very quickly. I love them. So let me go and clean off this look, and then I will come back and we will do 2 more looks. So hold on. Okay guys, it's me. I'm back. I don't know why I had to introduce myself again and say, hey, it's me, but I did. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 more looks. I've cleaned off my eyes. I've re-primed them with the same primer, and we are ready to go. So I'm going to clean off with my color switch, the BK201. Okay, now the mattes that I'm going to use are going to be the Makeup Geek mattes, and I am going to go in with Chickadee, which is this orange shade right here. And I am going to lightly dust that in my crease. Tap off that excess. Make sure I've got all my creases knocked out in my eye. And just start stamping that down. Again, I did not set my primer, which is why I start out with stamping the color. I'm going to go in with a little bit more Chickadee, darken that up some. So it should be looking something like that. I'm going to go in with my flat buffer brush, and I'm just going to buff those edges. Make sure that they're good and blended. Then I'm going to come in, if I can hold on to it, I'm going to use the BK202. And I'm now going to go into Brick House, which is that darkest orange in that row. It's almost like a red orange. And I'm going to put that just directly in my crease. I'm going to keep that low, just to darken this up. And I'm also going to put this in my outer V. It doesn't matter if it gets on the lid. That's perfectly fine, because we're going to be throwing a multi-chrome over top of that here in just a minute. And it's a black paste multi-chrome, so the pigment of the matte isn't going to change the color. It will, however, bring out a certain color in the multi-chrome, and that's why I chose these oranges, because I wanted it to lean more reddish. And that's one thing you can do with multi-chromes when using them. If you want to go a certain color and the multi-chrome has 2 or 3 different shades in it, depending on what shade you put down on your eye, it's going to pull those predominant colors out. So if you have one that shifts from purple to green and you want it to be more green leaning, then you would want to use green mattes. If you want it to pull that purple base out dominantly, you would use a purple matte. And if you just want a contrasting look, you'll use mattes that is not in that multi-chrome at all. So that's what I want for my base of my eye. Those BK brushes are bomb. So now I'm going to go in, I guess I'm just going to go in with my finger. And I'm going to pick up the ACI 32, which is this right here. I think you guys are seeing it, that magenta pink. But it also can go green. You can see that green there. It's just got so many different aspects to it. But I'm pretty sure that because of the colors that I have on my lid, it should pull a lot of that pink out. That pinkish red magenta. And I'm putting this all over my lid. That is beautiful. And I'm just going to take that same brush that we use, the 202, and just hit that in the crease just to make sure there are no harsh lines with that shimmer. Ooh, I have an idea. Yes. Okay, so now I want just a little bit of pizzazz on this, just to open up my eye a little bit. So I'm going to take my finger into ACI 26, and I'm just lightly tapping it in there. See that? And I just want that right lightly in the center of that. See that dimension of shimmer that it gives right to the center of that eye? I love that. Excuse me. So now I'm going to go into the lower lash line with that darkest orange, that brick house. And I'm going to blow that out because I want this to be kind of a smoky look. So now on the corner of the eye, I'm going to take that ACI 26. I'm going to also put it in the corner of the eye. I think this might be my favorite. I'll put on some mascara and imagine this look with some very beautiful voluminous lashes. Oh, that would be gorgeous. If you're wondering what mascara I'm throwing on, it is the Buxom in Blackest Black. It's one of my favorite mascaras. My lashes aren't nothing to write home about. They're not the worst lashes, but they're definitely not the best. I wish I had Allie Glines' lashes. Oh my gosh, hers is gorgeous. Okay, so that is the third eye. Ooh, I hope you guys like that as much as I do. I think it's gorgeous. Now for the third, or the fourth and final eye. I really wish you could tell me what you want me to do. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I was going to do the same technique that I did on this eye. On this eye, just with different colors. But I feel like I need to show you guys the effect of an all shimmer look. So this one is probably going to be a green look, because the only two shades that we have not used in the palette is this shade and this shade. Which I know you're seeing this shade as a red right now. See, there's the green. So I feel like this needs to be a green leaning look. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And the key to using shimmers in your crease is to use a fluffy brush. So I'm going to go in with the 201, and I'm going to pick up Kodanne, which is that color right here on the end. And I'm going to put that in the crease with that fluffy brush. And you'll see how it makes a shimmer more wearable. And these are going to be the punchiest shimmers that you could use. So it's still going to work. And I'm doing this one smoky because the other eye is smoky. But you could flip this as well. You could do the dark shimmers in the crease if you wanted, and the light shimmers on the lid. It's just your preference. But I'm choosing to go this direction so that it at least looks cohesive with the other eye, if that makes sense. So I'm just building that up little by little. I do recommend, if you're going to use shimmers, all shimmers on the eye, to do your eye before your base. See that light wash that I have? It's so pretty. So now I'm going to go in and deepen that up. And I'm going to use that 202. And I'm going to go in with that ACI 27, which is this shade. The other shade we have not used. Okay, we'll tap off that excess, and yes, it's going lower in the crease. And I'm going to also make sure that I cover my lid with this color. But that light wash of that other shimmer just helps to fade that right in to a nice blend. And we will clean it up after we're done, don't worry. So now I'm going to take my flat kabuki and I'm going to run that along the edges. Now when I do a shimmer crease, you can do it however, like I said, there are no rules. But I don't go up quite as high as I do when I do a matte crease, if that makes any sense. But I mean, it is going up pretty high. Okay, so now I've got those two on the eye, and you could quit there if you want to do. That's a pretty look. But I do feel like I want to deepen it up just a tad. So I'm going to go in with this BK203, and I'm going to use ACI 33. This is that dark blue shade, but it does lean green. It has a green multi-chrome in it. So with this look, it should pull the greens. But I'm just going to put that out here in my outer V, just to deepen this look up. And I'm doing it in a slant. Ooh, I would have patted. See that fallout that I'm getting? But that's okay. So I'm also going to take that ACI 33 and dip it in the tip, on the tip of the brush, and spray it. Because I'm also going to bring that underneath the lash line. Just to keep that depth. Now, I really need to clean that up. I'll take my foundation brush here. There we go. So now we need to put a highlight on the corner, and I'm going to use that same color that we put in the crease, and that's the color Kodanne. So now I'm going to put some mascara on. So, I mean, this palette is so versatile, guys. The other eye that I was going to do was I was going to put some purples, some purple mattes down, and use those two greens that we hadn't used on the lid. to kind of match this eye. But I feel like I needed to show you guys an all shimmer look. Okay, so there is the fourth one, the third one. I love all of them, but dang if this one isn't my favorite. And I think it's because I lean to these colors a lot. You guys let me know which one you think is your favorite down below. If you guys recreate any of these looks, please tag me on them. I would love to see them. It would just make my heart so happy. And I hope that this is what you guys was wanting when you asked for this video. I hope it has helped you some. Like I said, I'm no artist. I'm just a makeup enthusiast. But, you know, just like all of us, I love makeup. So, again, I hope it's helped. If there's any other videos you guys want to see, let me know. I have quite a few coming up. I've got, I just got this palette in the other day. So, I will be doing a look with this one. I still have my Alter Ego Shadow Kiss to do. I have a bunch of palettes over here. I have this one that I'm excited to use. I'm telling you, I've got a lot of stuff. I've got the new Looksy bundle that just came out, the butterfly bundle that I want to do something with. This side right here is the new side. This was their last collection. So I've got a lot of videos coming up. I've got some new face products I want to try out. And I'm going to start recording my declutter today. So you guys will start seeing that here in the near future as well. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up video and hit that notification bell. That way you know every time I upload a video. It helps me so much, guys, for you guys to subscribe and interact with my videos. And I'm trying so hard to grow my channel. So hopefully we can get to 500 soon. And I will see you guys in my next video. God bless, and I love you.